Good morning. I think we're on day 16. I don't even know. We're doing so many at this point that I can't even keep up. It's a good thing, right? Okay, so as promised in yesterday's video, jumping right into it, talking about another hot button controversial topic that happens in the world of addiction, right? I'm talking about medication assisted treatment. So, what this is medication that helps with different types of addiction. The main ones being alcohol and opiates, right? So when we're talking about alcohol, there's a couple different ones we use, like Antabuse is what it's called. And what that is, if you take it and then you drink alcohol, it makes you violently sick, right? Pretty good deterrent to not drink. And then they use Vivitrol, which is to help curb the cravings. They also use Vivitrol for opiates. And it's supposed to help kind of block those receptors that lead to cravings, things like that. The ones that, those are all fine and dandy, right? Like, nobody has any concern with those. Sure, give them to everybody. It's fantastic. The ones that people have an issue with are Suboxone and Methadone. And why? They say, you're just replacing one substance with another. It doesn't do any good, tra-la-la. And there's like this huge debate about it, right? Well, what I present to you guys or would say is like, heroin fucking kills people, right? Like, you know this. You fucking die from heroin and fentanyl and morphine and opiate overdose and opioids. And so if there's something that can help prevent you from dying, maybe it's not fix all, cure all, but it stops them from dying. Isn't that a little bit okay? Just consider it, right? Like, yes, methadone is an opioid, so what it does is that same kind of thing. But what it does, and the purpose of it, is also that antagonist properties that, like Suboxone is, it blocks those receptors. So you're not going to go out and use, you're not going to go out and overdose and die. That's a win. Sure, you have to be on it a long time, and sure, there's a withdrawal period, and sure, you become physically dependent on it, but it's not like that mental dependency. You're not out selling every possession you own for it. You're not out there. It's not hijacking your brain the same way that an opiate addiction would. And they've been, like, our government can be real intrusive sometimes, right? Like, they like to make rules when maybe necessarily they shouldn't be making rules. They should just let us live, right? Like, very big advocate of, like, let a person live. If they're not fucking hurting anybody, mind your fucking business, right? But they have done enough studies on this to show that it's like the number one thing that helps with opiate addiction. And it goes back to what I was saying yesterday. If it fucking helps, why not do it? And the good part with this is that we are actually doing it. It's not contingency management where we're not and insurance is involved in fucking it all up. We are actually doing medication-assisted treatments. It's happening all over the world. It said, like, I don't know, within the last couple of years, like 2 million people were addicted to opiates. If you look at, I don't know, back like 10, 20 years ago, and this I'm totally calling out as complete neglect on the hospital system part. Like, you go in for anything, they're throwing a script at you for a pain pill. Like, oh shit, I have a toothache, here's your Vicodin. Like, my back hurts, have some Percocet. Like, this is the responsibility of the medical company and the overprescription that got so many people hooked on opiates in the first place. So I don't even know how I got on this tangent. Just any reason I can find to bitch about the hospital or the government, I'm on it, I guess. So getting back to what I was talking about with medication-assisted treatment, they've done enough studies on it. They have shown tons of evidence that this works, this helps. This gets people to not fucking die. Isn't that the goal? Like, sure, we want to treat them. And don't get me wrong, this is in conjunction with treatment, like what I do, like with cognitive behavioral, talking, psychotherapy stuff. It's not just on its own. You're not just showing up, getting dosed, and on your way. This is to help kind of quiet the screaming in our brains, right? When you're craving something, your body physically reacts. Your brain is hijacked. It's all you can think about. So this is just kind of calming that down a little bit so that you can easily and better be more able to focus on the things and the treatment pieces and all the other things that we've talked about in these video series, right? So I don't know. With anything, like, people can make their own choices. I'm all for, I love humans. I love how individual we are, and I understand some people are just never gonna accept it or get it, but at least understand its goal. It's to keep people from fucking dying. This is like the third or fourth time I've said it in this video, but I really want to emphasize that. Like, it's not saying that this cures it. No, you're not going to cure it by using another substance, but what it's doing is helping. It's helping quiet the voices. It's helping them not die of overdose. It's helping them not go out and unsafely use in the streets. It's helping them be able to participate in other services. It's getting foot in the doors for this kind of thing. But yeah, methadone is the one that most people have the biggest problem with. And yeah, you can be on it for years or even your whole fucking life, right? Like, that's on them. And full disclosure, I don't even know that much about it. Like, I don't, and I am in this field, which goes to show how little maybe the rest of the world knows about it. Suboxone, step down from methadone. It is the more preferable choice if it works for you, if it's strong enough to curb those cravings. It is that blocker. Vivitrol, like I said, can be a monthly shot, weekly, however you do it, to help curb those cravings. And just like everything that we've talked about and that we know, every single person is different. We don't know what's going to work for somebody until they try it, right? So in the sake of being fair, and actually DHS 75 is switching to this fall with its new rewrite, which is basically means the rules, the shit we have to follow. But part of that rewrite is saying that you have to acknowledge that if somebody has an opiate disorder, you have given them information about medical assisted treatment, MAT, right? Because it is recognized as being one of the top ways of handling that specific type of addiction. Anyway, I feel like I've rambled all over the fucking place today talking about this topic. I'll try to reel it in tomorrow, but have a good day, everybody.